Hello, this is Dr. Daugherty with a little welcome video to AHS115 for the Fall 2022 8-week course. You folks are brave to tackle this. You know that I hope that you'll be doing the same amount of work in 8 weeks that the semester-long class will be doing in 15 weeks. So prepare to roll up your sleeves and get some things done. I'm sure the class has a wide variety of people with experience in healthcare and some folks with no experience at all. We have some high schoolers, I'm sure. We also have some people who've been in healthcare for years or people who are joining the healthcare field from another field. I hope you'll quickly learn which tools in each week's work are helpful to you. If you've had a lot of experience in healthcare, you may not need to use all the information or all the tools. If you're brand new to healthcare and its vocabulary, you may need to use most of the tools. There are hundreds of thousands of medical words, and we're not going to be learning them all. What we want to do is at least give you a foothold so that when you enter the next stage of your career, you don't feel like you've landed in a foreign country where you don't speak the language at all. Also, perhaps more importantly, I want you to start realizing that your patients, most of them involuntarily, are having the experience of entering a foreign country where they don't speak the language, and they will need you to serve as their translator. We sometimes in healthcare become so used to speaking our own lingo, and for those of us like me who've spoken it for years and who have a spouse who speaks it fluently, we can sometimes forget that even really smart people don't understand what we're talking about. So you need to become bilingual. You need to be able to translate a patient or client's concerns into something that's appropriate for putting in a medical chart or sharing with a colleague. But critically, you need to be able to explain back to that patient or client what you're doing and why and what each test or procedure means in real, I always say plain English. So we're going to learn to go from plain English to med speak, that's my own phrase for it, and critically we're going to try to learn to go from med speak back to plain English. That's the goal of the course. So how does this work? Well, if you look at the Start Here folder, there's a handy checklist to show you all the housekeeping details we need to take care of in the first week. I hope you'll use that. You need to look at the syllabus, read it carefully, look at the important parts, and then at the very last page you'll see there's an acknowledgement. You need to let me know that you have read and understand the syllabus. You can do that with a screenshot that you signed electronically. You can print the last page, sign it, send me a picture of that. If all else fails, you can type out the exact wording that is on that last page and send it to me, and I'll take that. I just need to know that you read it, you understand it, you had a chance to ask any questions. You get 2 big points for that. Then to help make sure you got the most important parts and also to allow you to become familiar with how quizzes work on Connect in a relatively low stakes exercise, there is a 9-question, 18-point syllabus quiz. You have 45 minutes to do it. You can have the syllabus open while you're taking it. It's just to make sure that you understand some of the critical points in the syllabus and also that you know how to access the quizzes on Connect. And you get 18 points for that. The final 30 points for your first week housekeeping task is an introductory discussion board. If you click on it, there are pretty explicit directions from me on how to post and how to reply to another student. You're going to be using discussion board a lot throughout the course to complete your group project. So this is a chance for me to get to know you and for you to get to know each other, and critically, a chance to make sure that you know how to work discussion board because it may be new for some of you. Now, back to that group project. You do have to complete the group project to pass the course. And the way I know that you're contributing to your group project is with your weekly discussion board, which will start on the 2nd week of class. If you look on your content page, you'll see a folder that includes a work plan for your group project, as well as explicit directions for how to do the group project. The group project discussion boards will begin on week 2, and there will be a task each week that will require you to log into the discussion board and with your colleagues to complete a task moving toward a finished project. So if you fail to sign in for more than one of those discussion boards, and I'm sure you wouldn't do that, but you can't let that go by each week. You have to log in. If you miss more than one, I will assume that you're not engaged. You're making other people do the work for you, and you will not get credit for the project, which means you will fail the course. That sounds terrible, but it's true. It should also be apparent to you that after I post that early on Monday, the task of the week, you really shouldn't wait till Sunday night when the quizzes are due and the discussion board is due to look at this, because it requires you to collaborate, to engage with colleagues and decide how to proceed to complete the project. So if everybody signs in at 11:30 on Sunday night, you're not going to get anything done. I think it would be a good idea to set as a goal that everybody at least makes an initial response by Wednesday at the latest. It's not anything burdensome, really. It just takes a few minutes, but you sort of have to check in with colleagues to move the project along. And I think you can learn a lot by doing it. It takes the place of the final, because nobody learns anything from taking a final. It really is skewed to favor people who are good memorizers or people who already have a lot of healthcare experience. And so what? I would rather give you an experience that is not a gotcha and that also allows you to collaborate with your colleagues as you would if we were in a live classroom. Now, the folders for each week include a chapter with a reading assignment, a PowerPoint that reviews important points in the reading assignment, a short blabbity video from me covering some of the same stuff, and importantly, a set of review questions, usually somewhere between 50 and 75. That seems like a lot, but if you complete those, and you can do them as many times as you want, there's no time limit. If you complete those, you're guaranteed a good score on the quiz, because I take the quiz questions directly from the review questions. You shouldn't see anything you haven't already had a chance to practice. The quiz each week is 25 points, and they count 2 apiece. So since you're doing 2 folders a week, you will be able to earn 100 points per week for each of the 8 weeks, except for the first week where you're doing 2 folders and the Start Here activities for 150 points. If that's not clear, take a look at the rubrics that I've included in the grading plan that's included in your syllabus. If you have any questions, obviously, let me know. I can't think of anything else that's critical. I'll probably be chiming in later with some announcements or items on discussion board. I know it sounds a little overwhelming at first, but once you're in the groove, so to speak, for this course, it just moves very smoothly along. Your previous colleagues have had virtually no problems at all with earning really good grades in this course. So I look forward to meeting you, at least virtually, and I'm wishing you good luck. And please be sure to email me any questions. Remember that I, as you can see, am not a spring chicken. I go to bed early. I get up early. I'm usually not available late in the evenings to answer questions, but I will get back to you within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. Over and out.